The students aren't quite here in full force. They had a late night last night, as did a lot of the fans here in the football win over Arizona State. A big win.
Yeah, huge win. Well, the hope from Oregon State is that the excitement from that win actually translates into Gill Coliseum today. And if the Beavers give the fans a reason to get up and cheer loudly, they will respond.
Jared Lucas on the drive. Now Rodrigo Andela back in it against Keyshawn Kelman. Goes up, no foul. Andela gets it back, but the ball bounced on the end line. And Princeton will have it.
Two big bodies right there.
Keyshawn Kelman, 6'9", 235.
Yeah.
Andela, 6'8", 248.
Oregon State opening up in a 1-2-2.
Wayne Tinkle told me earlier today that they were calling off the dogs on that 1-2-2 three-quarter court. A little bit too soon against Samford. They wanted to stay aggressive.
Well, when they got aggressive in it late in the second half against the Bulldogs the other night. Remember, they got that turnover. Warrick Letitia got the dunk. Here's what you have to locate, though. Anytime you play a zone defense, especially a space zone rich 2-3, 1-3-1, 1-2-2, there are established spaces already for the offense. And if they're smart enough, which we know the Princeton Tigers are, they can locate those gaps.
Deshaun Davis jump stop, dish up underneath Letitia, reverse won't go. And on the rebound, we have a foul. And that's called against Princeton. The bucket was for Drew Freiberg, who had been just 4 of 19 on threes. But remember, Samford shot it so well on Thursday, and Freiberg cans their first effort.
Yeah, anytime you go against the zone, you want to get two guys to guard the ball. That's exactly what Llewellyn does and gets Freiberg the look. And what Freiberg's numbers tell me, being 4 of 19 in 4 games, is that he has confidence in his shot, and so does his coach. Because you're not a bad shooter getting 19 threes up with only 4 makes, unless you have proven throughout your career, practices, that is what you do.
Foul is on Tosan Uwoma. Letitia made 1 of 2. Uwoma's got to be careful. He's a big key to them. Here's Freiberg. He's got Ethan Wright on his right. Now gets to the playmaker Llewellyn. Beavers in the zone. Worked a lot on that defense, as well as their man-to-man principles over the last couple of days. Davis tried to pick the pocket of Llewellyn. Kick it back outside Freiberg. Another 3. Rebound volleyballed by Kelman. He gets it back. Wright saves it from going out of bounds. But now here's Uwoma going to work. Comes out to the high post, looking for a little Princeton action there, back door, but Dexter Akano was all over Wright. The floater doesn't go. And Lucas gets tackled in the backfield by Keyshawn Kelman.
Good defensive sets for Oregon State that time. In that zone, they like to try to match up out of it as much as possible so that you don't get 2 guys guarding the ball. And then it also helps you with boxing out, flying to the ball for the rebound. Smart play from Jared Lucas to veer into the path of the defender running back. You know, in the NBA this year, that foul can go against you now.
Wow.
That's one of those overt, abnormal movements that they're trying to legislate out the game.
Lucas won't go. They tried to legislate out the Harden kickout.
See, you didn't have to call the man by name. You could have just said some guards in the league. You ain't got to put it all on James.
Uwoma, now Kelman. Andela and Letitia take it away. First turnover on Princeton. Deshaun Davis attacks the rack. Off the glass and good. He's good at keeping both shoulders between himself and the defender, and that's how he approaches those bigger guys.
He's great at it. Look at those broad shoulders, a lot of strength, lower body and upper body, and already the energy level in the first 3 minutes here, vastly different than what we saw against the Bulldogs from Samford the other night.
Ethan Wright's 3 doesn't go. It's ahead to Dexter Akano. The Marquette transfer takes it into the lane. Jump stop, got it.
Well, I told you about Dexter Akano. Anybody working out with Olin Simplest down in California, I mean, that's some high-level stuff. That is getting you prepared, and now to be with Wayne Tinkle and his coaching staff, the sky's the limit for that young man.
They let Freiberg take it. He missed it. Kelman goes up, gets fouled. Dexter Akano getting a chance to start in place of Maurice Kalu.
The hit-ahead pass gives him an opportunity to make a play. Coaches tell their players all the time, the pass is faster than the dribble. No need to pound it all the way up the floor. Kick it up, let your teammate make a play.
Keyshawn Kellman now 3 of 5 at the free throw line this year. Foul was on Rodriguez, his first. First Beavers team foul. Kellman from Allentown, Pennsylvania. A couple of years ago, played in 10 games. Remember, the Ivy League didn't play basketball last year. So these guys who have come back, so many teams in the Ivy League lost a lot of players. Mitch Henderson was able to keep core intact.
Mitch Henderson is a coach that you want to play for. I remember meeting him for the first time 20 years ago on the campus of Northwestern University when he was there. Yeah.
Adela. Nice little jump hook against Zach Martini.
Patience from Rodriguez.
There's a Woma. Haven't really seen him do his thing yet. He's excellent at finding the open man. Now takes it, and there he is. Extra pass to Freiberg. Nails it. His second three. He's 2 for 3.
So the zone still good, still active, but what Wright wants to do there is kind of stunt or jab at that passer, knowing that he has corner responsibility. If you shore that up, that's almost a flawless zone execution right there. It's looking better for Wayne Tinkle's squad.
Davis with the left hand that time wouldn't go. Saves it from going out of bounds, but he saved it to Luella. Yeah, we got a foul against Andela. That's his second. 15:34 to go first half. Princeton by 1.
Saturday, things are heating up in the desert. It's the Sun Devils versus the Wildcats, kicking off live at 1 on Pac-12 Network.
This is the dimension of imagination.
At CDW, we get if your network power goes down, your business goes with it.
Thanks for calling. We are unexpectedly closed today.
CDW experts can keep you up and running with an APC SmartUps lithium-ion UPS from Schneider Electric. It offers cloud-enabled remote monitoring and 3 times the battery life, so you can get the performance and certainty you need to stay open for business. For resiliency at the edge, trust Schneider Electric and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and burgers. There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all time, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, we don't need to tell you there's a long list of notable alumni from Princeton. Here are just a few. James Madison and Woodrow Wilson was a College of New Jersey when they went there. Jimmy Stewart went to Princeton. Bill Bradley, Rhodes Scholar, 2-time NBA champion, U.S. Senator, Hall of Famer. Jeff Bezos went to Princeton. Michelle Obama and her brother, Craig Robinson, the former head coach here at Oregon State, a Princeton grad. You know who was omitted from that list, Lamar?
Who's that?
The guy who shot Alexander Hamilton. Well, if it ain't the prodigy of Princeton College, Aaron Berg, give us a verse, drop some knowledge. Good luck with that. You're taking a stand. You spit, I'm a sit. We'll see where we land. I could go on, but they tell me we have to pay big fees.
Trust me, I know you can go on. And I know you're not done. I have not seen Hamilton.
But you and Bethany are coming to our house to watch it.
All right. I know you are a huge fan.
JFK went to Princeton briefly before entering the transfer portal and going to Harvard. That's Scott Fitzgerald. Wasn't a great student. Dropped out to enlist for World War I. Long three rattles out for Ryan Langborg. He's 46% from three-point range this year. Dexter Akano directing some traffic from the wing. Now here's Alatiche. 10 on the timer. Jared Lucas chases it down against Freiburg. Calmly dishes it to Rand from the free throw line. Doesn't go. Offensive rebound by Alatishe, but an offensive foul against Wright.
Got a chance to see the defensive game plan there for Princeton against Wright Alatishe. He catches on that block. They send a double team, forced a kick out. Shot goes up. Eventually, he gets his hands back on it. But Llewellyn standing in there, taking a hit. Oregon State back to that pressure. See, now Princeton's flashing that middle guy kind of late, Rich. If there's not a middle guy, two Oregon State defenders involved on the ball, they can trap harder because their teammate behind them is basically matched up with that opposite wing since there's no middle flash.
Keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Well, Wama kick to the corner, extra pass. Llewellyn. Shot clock waning, wouldn't go. Alatishe volleyballs it to himself and pushes it up the floor. Akano open for three, takes it. Rattles in, Dexter Akano. It's his second three-pointer this year.
You can see the Tigers are worried Alatishe aware. They commit 3 or 4 guys back to the paint to stop him from getting deep. So now Dexter Akano's able to walk into a three-point shot. Look at this. Gets all the way in there. All 5 defenders for the Tigers beneath the three-point line. Oregon State has options out there. And now after forcing a turnover, chance to get back in that offense, create some movement, anticipate the double team against Alatishe if it goes down there. Shooters got to be ready.
Here's Ahmad Rand and now Alatishe. Lucas. Back to Alatishe. 10 to shoot. Davis left open. He'll take it if you give him the chance. That one rattled out. Ryan Langborg, the San Diego native, La Jolla Country Day School, back to Freiburg. Langborg takes the ball, floater, blocked by Alatishe. Learn his lesson there. Lucas, catch and shoot. Rebound Langborg. Freiburg left open for 3. Now 2 for 4 from beyond the arc, out of bounds to Oregon State. You're just joining us, Maurice Kalu not playing. He's got tendonitis in his knees, so Wayne Tinkle and the return things. Kalu there in the background, the orange shirt. And Trey Williams checking in. Likewise, Isaiah Johnson. Akano and Alatishe come out. And Johnny Hunt will play, is expected to play, but he has some contusion on his hip. And Roman Silva continues to battle some knee issues. So Ahmad Rand, who showed that he is worthy of the minutes, on the floor right now. Spin move by Davis, kick it back outside to Trey Williams, the Minnesota transfer. We got a foul inside on Freiburg against Isaiah Johnson.
Well, the loss of Kalu could be felt in this game because he's been Oregon State's best shooter up until this point, 47% from the three-point line. And this is a squad in the Beavers that has struggled to find the spacing consistently that they want.
It could also be felt in a positive way, though, Lamar, because you got guys like Johnson and Akano getting a chance to get more minutes.
Yes, indeed.
Williams as well. Here's Williams. Now Davis inside to Ahmad Rand. Double team. Finds the open guy. Lucas knocked it down. Jared Lucas.
That's a big-time pass from Ahmad Rand. On the block. Baseline drive, baseline drift is what you're accustomed to, but it can be baseline post touch, and that drift still takes place opposite the ball.
Deflection out of bounds. Back to Princeton, 17 to shoot. Yeah, I've been impressed with Ahmad Rand.
Yeah.
I expected rim protection. I didn't know his post moves were going to be at the level they are. I didn't know he could hit the mid-range shot, which he showed he could do. There's Ahmad. And showing he could pass the ball as well.
He's one of the many reasons why Wayne Tinkle and the Oregon State coaching staff feel very confident about this team finding its way eventually.
And that they're a better team than they were last year. They lost Ethan Thompson, they lost Zach Reichel. But the pieces individually are better. They have to come together. Llewellyn kicking to the corner to Freiberg. His fifth three-pointer. Back iron. Rebound Williams. He's 2 for 5 from beyond the arc. Johnny Hunt playing with that hip contusion in the game now for OSU. Lucas against Ethan Wright. Williams goes around the Johnson pick. 8 to shoot inside Isaiah Johnson, and we got another foul called against Princeton. That's a second on Freiberg. Knocking around underneath with Johnson. 13-8 Beavers, 11:26 to go first half.
This is called momentum. And there's no off season. It's work that builds on itself. Over and over and over again. No perfect scenario, no perfect conditions, just a continuous journey of improvement. Through training, through competing, through recovery. Because the only way is through.
Let's celebrate Native American Heritage Month.
I think it's important for the nation to know the history of the land that they're living on.
Our Tucson community is built upon Native American contributions, and we need to do everything we can to honor and respect those that came before us.
And I think that they deserve the admiration to live in this country that was theirs. And I'm really excited to support our Native American community.
Celebrate Native American Heritage Month with us.
So take a look at this. In the modern age, you've got your disruptors and your heavy hitters. Yes, we're all winners within the Conference of Champions. But at the end of the day, between the countdown of the shot clock and the surge of the smack talk, in the midst of all the crossover, there's only one team that can be on top. Only one way that the story ends. And who you got?
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
A rich life is about more than just money. That's why at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, so you can build a future for those you love. Vanguard. Become an owner.
Time now for our Together We Fly, presented by Allegiant Airlines, and Ahmad Rand finding Lucas in the corner.
You have to know what the options are as you're catching the ball to be able to get the head up, identify that there's a shooter over there. And that goes back to that concept. When the ball's along the baseline, it normally happens off a drive, Rich, where you know there should be a weak side drift, a shooter floating to that corner. And Ahmad Rand knew that as he was posting up. So he was able to turn, locate, find Jared Lucas, who you always feel good about getting an open look.
Oregon State moving the ball better than they did in the first half against Sanford on Thursday when they had just 5 assists. They already have 4, 5 made field goals. Lucas, with a hand in his face, even on the ball, is able to make the bucket.
He's got all of that in his bag. He knows he's going to get chased hard all the time. Patience, let the defender fly by.
4.5 minutes without a field goal for the Tigers. Orwoma driving it against Rand, kick it back outside. Ethan Wright drains a 3.
Good pass from Orwoma. Attacking the paint.
Ooh. Rand with the slam off the dish from Gianni Hunt.
Gianni Hunt with the left-handed drive, his strong hand, getting deep down there. But I don't know what was more impressive from Rand, the catch. That ball has some heat on it.
Yeah.
Or then the elevation. Both of them.
Isaiah Johnson defending Orwoma, and they calling for a block. Have a look at Rand do his thing with the throwdown.
Yeah, well, yeah, Johnson serving as a screener. Gianni put some zip on that ball. Ahmad Rand, the vertical is real. Told me it's like 46 inches. That is a high vert for somebody as tall as him.
Yes, it is. Great wingspan.
I'm a believer, though.
Oh,
some people say that stuff.
Yeah,
it's not true.
Got to get your hand in his face. Ethan Wright has hit back-to-back three-pointers.
Ethan Wright came into this game 7 of 16 from the three-point line, good for 43.8%.
He can board as well. He had 18 rebounds in one game last week, the most by a Tiger since 1979. That foul is against Zach Martini, his first.
There he goes, catches that ball, keeps it high too. That's what the really elite level shooters can do. Now, this game plan from Princeton, it's a good idea what they're trying to do. It's just their fouling is negating the hustle in the game plan. As they're deploying those double teams on Oregon State's big man, they're in the right spots, but committing the foul. 5
fouls on Princeton, 4 on Oregon State. Akano with 3 to shoot. Gianni Hunt. Rebound, Isaiah Johnson, kick it back outside. Williams takes the ball in the lane, little Euro step and gets the teardrop to go.
The energy from Isaiah Johnson is being felt. Been as a screener, a rebounder that time, and then giving Trey Williams a chance to up.
And frankly, Isaiah's a guy looking for a chance. Back door. Well, going to Ryan Langborg. So some vintage Princeton action, circa 40 years ago with Pete Carrill. Our producer, Jay Cutlow, played at Columbia.
Yeah.
And he was one of the guys who had to imitate the way Princeton played their offense. Like, man, it's in his nightmares now.
I bet Jay was eating people up in practice today.
He said that, work. Yeah, he said that, he and the other guys would get out there and that the #1 squad couldn't score against. I couldn't defend him, I should say.
Here it is. Now, was Jay making the pass right here, or was he the one making the cut?
Jay was making the pass.
He was making the pass?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if he was making the cut, catching, taking off on people, cocking that thing back a little bit.
Freiberg checks back in. He's playing with 2 fouls. 1916 Oregon State, first ever meeting between these two, and they both began playing 1901. And as Hunt tries to dribble out of a trap, that foul is against Langborg, and that's good news for Princeton. Otherwise, it would have been the 3rd on Freiberg, 1st on Langborg.
Another example of, I think, a really good idea from Coach Henderson. You try to catch Oregon State off guard, a hard trap for the first time in a game, and they're in the right positions, but a foul.
Lob on the pick and roll and the stuff. Trey Williams with the alley. Ahmad Rand with the youth.
Get used to that, Beaver Nation. Ahmad Rand will be spending a lot of time above the rim this season.
Madalocco with the ball in the game now for Princeton. Ethan Wright step back. Wow, if he can hit that. Oh, wow.
Apparently it's not a if he can, it's how many times will he.
His 3rd 3. And the first time he created it on his own. And Wright's got some game. His mom played at Princeton over Becky DeVoe. Johnson loses it. Turnover on Oregon State. That's their 3rd. Langborg cans a 3 to put the Tigers up by 1.
Well, look what happened. They issued a double team, and this time they don't foul. So it's been the right calls from Coach Henderson. It's been the right ideas. He's just waiting for his Tigers to execute it.
Williams long 2 gets fouled. Trey Williams go to the free throw line for a pair. That foul's against Langborg, his 2nd. 17 foul.
Yeah, I mean, a jab step with the right and then sliding back with the left, that's big time. A few feet off the line in transition.
Trey Williams to the free throw line for a pair. He is 0 of 5 at the free throw line this year. That models the first one home. Williams was 31%er from the line at Minnesota last year, 10 out of 32. How often, though, Lamar, is when you see numbers like that, it's mental.
It is. It's very mental. Because look at his shot. His shot doesn't look like a 30% type release. It doesn't get a lot of rotation on the ball. It doesn't spin, but It definitely gets in your head. And Rich, we see it at the NBA level. I mean, there's certain guys who you look back at their high school, college numbers. They get to the league, and then you get labeled as a bad free throw shooter because maybe you have a bad season or something, and then you can't find a way to bounce back.
Right.
The mind, you got to take care of it.
Llewellyn all the way with the left hand. And nice job to avoid that swat effort of Ahmad Rand. And Princeton leads by 2.
And that's with Llewellyn just now getting his first 2 points. He's their leading scorer. 13.5 points per game.
Haven't seen much out of Tursan Orwoma. Alatishe finding the open man. Extra pass to Hunt, who backs it back out with 6 on the timer. Long 3 by Trey Williams. And the rebound, Mason Hooks.
So Gianni Hunt might have to pop a 3 on somebody because they're closing out short. They're running the double team at Alatishe and some of the other bigs for Oregon State, daring the guards to shoot. And then when they get the miss and the rebound, Llewellyn now looking to turn it up another notch.
He's got back-to-back buckets for Princeton. Williams, another 3-pointer, and he knocks this one down to get the Beavs back within 1.
Defenders go underneath. He's got time to line it up.
Good battle here between the orange and black. Princeton and Oregon State. First time they have ever met. They've each had programs for 120 seasons. Crossover by Wright. Llewellyn defended by Hunt. Hooks with the pick. Not able to fight his way through it. And Williams going for the takeaway. Doesn't get it. Now Princeton has some numbers. Turn around with 1 to shoot. Doesn't go for Hooks. Akano, nice move for Dexter Akano.
Oh, man. The footwork, the stutter step, the hesitation threw off the defense.
He's back up by 1. Freiberg's 3-pointer. And he drains it. He hits his 3rd 3 of the game in 6 efforts.
Wayne Tinkle not happy over there with Wright Alatishe. You can't shortcut screens when Freiberg is involved. Don't get it twisted. The 4 of 19 from 3 coming into the game for Freiberg. Don't look at that because he's much better than that. And Coach Tinkle wants Alatishe and his defense to respect Freiberg as such. Oh, my goodness.
Great pocket pass from Hunt to Rand, and Rand throws another one down.
This dude's going to tear the rim off by the time he's done.
When faced with a challenge, it's good to remember how you've overcome them before. Range Rover Sport, driven to another level.
Find your rhythm, your happy place. Find your breaking point. Then break it. Every emergency gives you a potent blend of nutrients, so you can emerge your best with Emergency.
I definitely think mocha is an adult flavor.
Listen, the kids have their drink with candy.
Yeah.
I get my own drink.
This is our candy.
You know...
Espresso candy.
Sonic Mocha Crunch Blast. Espresso.
You say espresso?
Yes, I do.
Here's our majestic moment presented by Old Trapper. You want to talk about majestic? Watch this.
Yes, Trey Williams freezes that post defender for the Tigers. He's trying to retreat back, but you can't get back to this. you got to be there ahead of time when Ahmad Rand is going up top for the lob.
I'm telling you, dude is an athlete. Just 3 games last year at Memphis in his D1 debut, then transferred to Oregon State in January. A couple of years at USC Salkehatchie at junior college in Allendale, South Carolina. Sophomore a couple of years ago, averaged 10 and 8. As a freshman 3 years ago, averaged 9 and 9. And both years led all of JC in blocks with nearly 5 per game.
Yeah. I am a firm believer. Such a quick leaper. Oh, good hands.
Davis unable to pick the pocket of Llewellyn. Llewellyn in the corner. Drives against the man D. Taylor comes over for the held defense and a held ball. Great defense by Oregon State. The arrow goes Princeton's way.
That's the tone Deshaun Davis was setting that entire possession. Picking up full court against a quality guard, beating him to the spot. Anytime you can reach in there like that, Riddich, with 2 hands, eventually, you are setting yourself up for success. When you slap with 1, even if you don't foul, it looks like a foul sometimes. Go with 2, and you can do that when you are playing good position defense, as Davis was doing.
Great point. Orwoma puts Rand in the air and then gets the bucket. Tursan Orwoma gets his first 2 and 1.
Tigers get him that ball around the elbow, let him face up, and he's got a lot of space. Skilled enough to go either direction, puts it on the floor with the left hand, knows Ahmad Rand is a leaper, so he gives him 2 pump fakes. Gets him on the second one.
That's a second foul on Rand. He's still on the floor, so you got to be careful not to get that 3rd. Glenn Taylor Jr., the lone true freshman on scholarship at Oregon State. And Wayne Tinkle says he's going to be an X factor for this team this year. He's in the right corner right now. Davis against Llewellyn. Good battle there. And offensive foul called against Davis as he ducked the shoulder into Jalen Llewellyn.
All right, so we've seen it now for both point guards on both sides of the floor. The defender has won the individual battle. Deshaun Davis forced the jump ball. This time Llewellyn creating the charge.
4th turnover on Oregon State. So apply the backcourt pressure for a moment. Now they call up the Dogs. And Orwoma against Alatishe with Rand now on the bench with 2 fouls. Wright, Langborg, Freiberg, all 3-point shooters on the floor now for Princeton. Freiberg's hit 3, Wright's hit 3. Orwoma drives against Alatishe and a foul against Warif. For Alatishe, that's his 2nd.
OSU really extending that time defensively. It opens up driving lanes, and Orwoma, he went down awkwardly. As soon as the whistle was blown, it's like he was trying to gather himself, but couldn't really see a hit that would maybe make him woozy or something. Let's see. Yeah, the ankle, and then from right there, look, it just kind of stumbles up. He never comes back up from that point.
They're already down a forward in Portland native Darius Gakwazi. They can't afford to lose Orwoma, one of their best players. So Tursan Orwoma comes out. Glad to see him going out under his own power.
Yeah, definitely.
Wayne Tinkle pleading his case with the officials. And Drew Freiberg will shoot the free throw for Orwoma. Freiberg 3 of 4 at the line this year. And they'll have 1 more to try to put the Tigers up by 4 and match their biggest lead.
Well, this deficit for Oregon State not a result of not playing hard. Missed shots, some miscues defensively. That's been there. But a much more spirited start to this game than what we saw a few nights ago.
They're playing another team that's hitting a lot of threes.
Yep.
Princeton 7 of 13. A teardrop from Deshaun Davis. He's got 4 points.
Well, he lives in that paint. You get 2 feet in the paint, it's a good thing. Because defense looks, they turn their heads. You can get people involved. This is how he had 9 assists against the Bulldogs a few nights ago. And he can score it too.
Langborg can hit the 3, not this time. Mason Hooks volleyballs the rebound. It comes down with it. Swinging the elbows to clear a little bit of room. Jump stop by Llewellyn, doesn't go. Third opportunity for Princeton. Long 3 by Wright. Hooks volleyballs another 4th opportunity. Llewellyn. Volleyball by Wright. And we got a flopping call. 3:08 to go here in the first half. And Princeton leading it by 2. Back in a moment, Corvallis.
Cases of anxiety in young adults are rising as experts warn of the effects on well-being caused by the pandemic.
Stop, rewind, relish the run, savor the fun. This is Pac-12 men's basketball. Last year's NCAA tournament went far beyond one team's historic Final Four run. It was a collective effort by a conference eager to shine in the national limelight. The nation has taken notice. We're stronger, deeper, and hungrier than ever before. This is the Conference of Champions.
Pac-12 Our Stories, bringing you the most compelling and emotional stories from around the Conference of Champions.
You may not get the limelight, but you help push the agenda over the finish line.
This is where the family and the community of your team really shows.
They're not going to give you the answers, but they're going to give you the support that you need.
Pac-12 Our Stories. Watch the latest episode anytime on Pac-12 Now.
We'll make this simple. It's time to go and get rewarded for it. Save up to 25 cents per gallon of fuel with the My76 app. That's right, up to 25 cents per gallon of fuel. That means for every fill-up, you're saving money for your next adventure. That's a reward that keeps on going. The app is safe and secure. Plus, Mobile Pay offers fewer touch points during payment, so you can focus on going and saving. Download and start saving with the My76 app, so you can save more to go more. 76, we're on the driver's side.
Princeton leading by 2, 3:08 to go here in the first half, and it's a flopping warning called against Jalen Llewellyn. Watch him at the top of the key here as Taylor comes over. No contact, none, and then he fell to the floor, and an accurate call on the flopping, so it's a warning. Princeton gets the ball back, but if it happens again, it would be flashing technical. Jalen Llewellyn, Mississauga, Ontario native, has been warned. Started his high school career near Toronto, then played his final 2 years at Virginia Episcopal School in Lynchburg. Underneath, coming off a pick, Ethan Wright, great play.
Well, remember before the break, I was talking about how much Oregon State is pressuring up defensively. Now that opens it up for driving lanes. Also, though, your cuts, same thing. Just body movement going from perimeter to the paint. Princeton took advantage of it.
The shot was straight but long. Last time down the floor, Princeton got 4, maybe 5 offensive rebounds. Backdoor, Freiberg, wouldn't fall. Great pass from Llewellyn. There's that Princeton action on the backdoor cut.
Yep. Dribble that.
Taylor for 3, got it. Glenn Taylor Jr., freshman from Las Vegas, went to Arizona Compass Prep for a year.
Second 3 of the season, yeah.
We had the same thought.
Yeah, we did. Because he made one the other night against Samford, and here it goes again. And ended up. Yeah, see that back pick being set at the elbow. There's a lot of space from the elbow to the rim for Princeton to cut to.
Foul was on Taylor. That's his first. Freiberg 2 at the free throw line today. 5 of 6 for the year. Freiberg from State College, PA. Third all-time leading scorer at State College High School. More than 1,600 career points. Third season with Princeton. The senior. Remember, Ivy League didn't play last year. Princeton's football team yesterday won. They beat Penn 34-14 for their 4th Ivy League title in 8 years. They share it with Dartmouth. Of course, Ivy League doesn't play in bowl games. Princeton's season is over. Oregon State for them. Yeah, very good. Oregon State, very good year for them as well, as they went 6-0 at home, knocking off ASU last night. Yes. Quick turnaround for the fans. Fall-away didn't go for Davis.
Shout out to all the seniors. And the whole team, but especially, the seniors. Big night for them last night.
Yes, it was.
Special shout out to Jaden Grant. Jaden Grant. Boy, I got a chance to watch that kid grow up playing basketball, turn into a phenomenal football player. Aggressive like Deshaun Davis. He just does it out there on the football field. Davis doing it out here on the court. They get after people and contribute to winning. This is winning stuff. Even if he doesn't come away with this as Oregon State after the tie-up they get possession, you're in the mind of that ball handler. Point guards hate having to come up the floor every time with a dude 3-4 feet away from you.
Yep. You mentioned Jaden Grant. He was one of a select few that were there when Jonathan Smith took over.
Yes.
So for it to culminate his career with a win last night and his final game at Reser Stadium was huge.
He's a leader. I remember the brother of Damian Lillard. His name is Houston Lillard. Houston runs a fantastic football program up in the Portland area. Team Lillard football. He's worked with tons of kids who are playing at a high level. Again, like Davis is playing at. But Houston told me about Jaden years ago and said, don't be surprised when he has the impact that he has had. I mean, and it really could be said, Rich, for Deshaun. Deshaun comes in, rated as the best JUCO point guard a year ago.
9.6 assists per game led the entire nation, junior college.
Yep, so you feel good about the prospects of him, but you never know until you see it play out in front of you.
We've seen these guys, highly rated JC guys, coming before.
Yep.
He tied at 37 now.
He makes it hard to keep him off the floor.
On the floor with the other point guard, Gianni Hunt, right now. And Hunt is defending Llewellyn.
And Gianni has that same kind of ability to sit underneath people, pressure, and be a menace. That's a good switch right there from Gianni.
He was going small right now, and Llewellyn drove it past Johnson and laid it in. Nice scoop to the hoop for a 2-point lead.
Yep, Gianni initially switched to Llewellyn, but on the drive, now Johnson has to take Llewellyn and Jalen to his credit. He recognized that.
Deshaun Davis, whoa, what a move. Doesn't fall. Rebound Wright.
Oregon State really wanting to get a stop here because they're in jeopardy, Rich, of the streak continuing. And the streak I'm talking about is not having a lead at halftime at any point yet this season.
Freiberg calls a timeout with 15 on the timer, 27 seconds left in the half. I thought you were going to talk about the streak of opponents hitting half-court shots at halftime.
That was going to be next.
Time now for our Next Diva Team Talk. When you need to talk with your team, always use Next Diva. What's Wayne Tinkle talking to his team about right now?
Fellas, watch out for the backdoor cuts. We've already been beat on a couple of them. This is going to be 15 seconds on the shot clock. Don't expect Princeton to go too soon, so be prepared for that. And then also, if it gets down to it, please don't allow another one of these.
That was Ian Burke of Portland State back in the opening game on November 9th. Oregon State would come back to win that one. This is Jaden Campbell on Thursday. It was waved off. The ball was still maybe touching a fingernail when the clock went off. Nonetheless, great effort by Jaden Campbell.
I don't remember seeing 2 of those back-to-back. Definitely haven't seen 3. So there's no way it can happen today, right?
Well, they're not in a position to have it.
Well, not yet. I mean, this ball's going to transition.
Well, right, here we go. And a foul called against Davis, trying to defend Llewellyn. And for Deshaun Davis, that's his second foul.
Llewellyn able to get low and turn that corner. Create the contact.
Jalen Llewellyn, 8 of 10 at the free throw line this year. 3-point lead for Princeton. And Oregon State has not led at halftime in any game this year. And Tinkle talking to the assistant Marlon Stewart. Trey Williams will come in. Williams replaces Hunt. All right, 10 seconds left in the half. Davis goes to work as Johnson comes out to set the pick. Deshaun Davis will jump stop in the lane and got it to go. Well, here it is, your three-quarter court shot. No way. Ain't happening. Princeton leads by 2 at halftime. Our halftime report is coming up. Princeton Oregon State Beavers' first ever meeting between the two. And at halftime, the Tigers lead by a bucket. They lead 8, but they started slowly. They started 5-5 overall. Matter of fact, in conference play, they started 1-3 before finishing at 10-10 and then storming their way through the Pac-12 tournament to win the tourney for the first time. And getting 3 wins in the NCAA tournament as well. If you're just joining us, Maurice Kalou not available for Oregon State today. He's got some tendonitis in his knees he's dealing with. Roman Silva also with some knee issues that have been plaguing him. There's a backdoor to Freiberg. Kick it back outside Martini. Llewellyn left open. It was short. Good ball movement by Princeton. They got the shot they wanted, but it wouldn't fall.
Go to the back door right away. And it's not like Oregon State prior to this game wasn't playing hard at all, Rich. It's just there's a different level of hard when you're trying to play hard enough to win. That's what they got to tap into.
Jared Lucas misfired. Person Orwoma against Alatishe. The guys of Nigerian descent. Orwoma puts it in over Alatishe. Person Orwoma from Great Britain. His father was raised in Nigeria, and Orwoma didn't begin playing basketball competitively until 15 years old. Was a soccer player for Newcastle United Youth Academy and also played rugby growing up.
Similar to Wright, who didn't get his start till later on.
Exactly.
And you see the raw athleticism with both guys. They have so much more potential because the skill set's still developing.
Orwoma gets his own rebound. Reverse layup, tip back up and in by Orwoma. And that's the biggest lead of the game for Princeton, 45-39. Beavers have missed both field goal attempts here in the second half. Nice dribble in between by Davis. Alatishe left open for 3, knocks it down. Wright says he worked on that the entire offseason. He was 1 of 14 on threes last year.
It looks good. His first made 3 this season against Portland State. It was a shot at the end of the shot clock. He had to take it. We saw him attempt one against the Sanford Bulldogs the other night, and that was willingly, and then he does it again. But Princeton now, they got to flow. They have a good rhythm right now offensively, working that ball east-west, north-south.
That's a nice move by Ethan Wright. Shows that he's not just a three-point shooter. Davis left it short. Wright came up with the rebound. Offensive foul called against Llewellyn. Good job by Dexter O'Connor to take the charge. This is the 4th turnover of the game on Princeton. Oregon State has committed 4 for Llewellyn, his 2nd foul.
Dexter doing his job. He's the low man. That's his help responsibility to slide over there. It's a good job.
O'Connor starting in place of Maurice Kalou, again out with some tendonitis in his knees. He's in street clothes on the bench.
There it is.
Alatisha lob underneath to Andela, goes to the floor and lost it out of bounds.
That hurts because everything was perfect up until the end. You have Wright Alatisha popping up as Andela is rolling because there's one defender who has to make a decision. That defender decides to go with Alatisha, and he makes the right pass. Those are the ones you need.
There's another move. Nice one by Person Orwoma. Been part of Great Britain's national teams over the years. Since he picked up basketball at 15, a year later, he was in a national team camp. Andela against Martini. Orwoma comes over for the help, and they foul Andela. Watch Orwoma.
Yeah, with that left hand. Skill.
Foul was on Martini. Orwoma. He has 8 points now. Cano inbounds it to Lucas. 14-footer doesn't go. Rebound Martini. 7-point Princeton lead.
Yeah, be careful to give up a 3.
Freiburg had the open shot.
Yeah, 10-point deficit. When it gets double digits, it feels different. Even 10 and 9. A different feeling that comes with that.
Akano's shot was long. And Freiburg the rebound.
Same rules apply here. Oregon State needs to match up. You don't want to give up wide open 3s.
Oregon State getting out rebounded 22-14. Rebound to Kano. Rebounded in the offensive end 7-5.
Some of those rebounds for the Tigers came in that first half. Long shots, long rebounds. They favor the offensive team. Force the defensive team to have to really chase. Can't hang out in the paint.
Good move by Davis after the drive and kick by Lucas.
You see the muscle, man. Not just because he's flexing and showing you, but even before that.
Deshaun Davis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When he makes contact, defenders bounce off of him.
Orwoma foul before the shot. Watch Deshaun Davis do his thing. He leads Oregon State with 11 points.
Tough.
At CDW, we get if your network power goes down, your business goes with it.
Thanks for calling. We are unexpectedly closed today.
CDW experts can keep you up and running with an APC SmartUps lithium-ion UPS from Schneider Electric. It offers cloud-enabled remote monitoring and 3 times the battery life, so you can get the performance and certainty you need to stay open for business. For resiliency at the edge, trust Schneider Electric and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
Don't know how it's come to this. And if the sun can't break through, just let the thunder shake you. I know there's a hunger for the truth.
Representing the United States of America.
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. The greatest of all time. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Pac-12 basketball presented by Pacific Premier Bank. Princeton leading Oregon State 49-44, 15:38 to go here in the second half. And coming up on Saturday, coverage begins at 11 a.m. It's the Territorial Cup, Arizona State, 12 p.m. kickoff on Pac-12 Network, or download and watch wherever you might be with Pac-12 Now. Big weekend of football coming up. Lamar Friday is the Apple Cup, and everybody here in Corvallis keeping an eye on that, because if Washington wins at home over Washington State, and they've had their number in the Apple Cup, that would mean the rivalry game between Oregon and Oregon State on Saturday will be for all the marbles in the North Division. If Washington beats Washington State, the winner of the Oregon-Oregon State game wins the North and would go on to the Pac-12 championship game.
Some serious stuff right there.
That is
some high stakes.
Yeah. Orwalla looking to inbound underneath, get it back outside. Nakano knocks it out of play. 19 to shoot for Princeton.
Davis. Deshaun got that. Got his hands on that.
Oh, Davis, all right.
Yep.
Wright drives it past Rand. Martini now to Llewellyn, puts it up over Davis. Rebound to Orwalla. Turson goes up and gets fouled by Rand, and that is Ahmad Rand's fourth foul.
Oregon State in the zone, that possession. Flying around a little bit.
Is this a foul?
Yeah, that looks like a foul.
Because he went in the air? Kind of came down against?
Yeah, didn't he thinks he was fully vertical, like he just raised his arms, and that happens a lot. While you're out there playing the game, it feels like you were straight up. And then you go back, you watch on film, and you see even the slightest of lean, and that's all it takes.
So remember, Oregon State already without Roman Silva, who has some knee issues right now. They're without their three-guard, Maurice Kalu, also knee tendonitis. Rand has to come out with 4 fouls. Isaiah Johnson comes in, so the Oregon State lineup gets a little smaller.
Yeah, Princeton is not a team you don't want to be at full strength against. They already beat South Carolina this season. Went to double OT with Minnesota.
Yeah.
They're not afraid. They can compete at a high level.
Minnesota was picked toward the bottom of the Big Ten. That's just because of a lot of unknowns. 7 of their top scorers left. Blocking foul called against Martini is Alatishe attacked the hoop. And for Martini, that's his third.
That was close.
Yeah.
That was really close.
Almost at position.
I mean, Martini, he was there for the most part.
Feet were moving, though.
Yeah. That's where Wright, if he has a combo move, inside-out spin, inside-out cross, with his speed and his jumping ability, Rich, if he gets to that, nobody's stopping it.
Maybe it'll come. Alatishe against Orwalla. Fall away. Rebound Wright. And a foul called against Oregon State and Isaiah Johnson. Another rebound for Ethan Wright. He's 6'4". He had 18 rebounds in one game last week. Tied for the most by a Tiger since 1979.
Yeah, the Beavers in the zone, trying to communicate it. Looks like it took Princeton a second to recognize it. Now they're getting into their offense. Oh, man, look at this guy.
Davis picks the pocket. Deshaun Davis all the way. Tip back up and in by Warith Alatishe.
Deshaun Davis, disruptive. Make him the 3Ds.
Got a deflection again. Deshaun Davis. Llewellyn backs it in against Alatishe. Orwalla back to Llewellyn. This gives a chance to cut it to 3 or 2 this trip down the floor. Isaiah Johnson. Duck underneath. Scoop to the hoop, doesn't go. Didn't draw the foul.
Lost his footing.
Got to play up on Langborg because he's one of their best three-point shooters. Now Ethan Wright spins against Alatishe. Put back up and in by Hooks. Mason Hooks. His first bucket, averages 6.5 a game. Nice move for Akano for the bucket.
Yeah, Johnson trying to serve as a screener. Akano ran his man right off of him.
Offensive rebounds for Princeton. They have 10. Oregon State has just 3. Second chance points, 10 for Princeton, 4 for OSU. Seven to shoot as Llewellyn goes to work against Akano. Goes around the Orwoma pick. Traveling violation. Good stand-up defense by Akano. And Isaiah Johnson there on the help D. 6 turnover on Princeton.
There goes Dexter Akano getting the screen from Johnson. And there goes the active hands at the top of the zone. Right now the zone working pretty well, especially when it leads to transition layup like that. But you can see Princeton slow to get into their offense. They're not really penetrating the zone any kind of way, not creating any advantage.
Glenn Taylor Jr. Johnson now against Orwoma. Left hand Isaiah Johnson. His first bucket.
Pretty move.
These are in 3. Freiberg posting up against Johnson right now.
Princeton has the zone lifted. There's some baseline action that could be available for them.
Ethan Wright was cutting along the baseline. Polacco. Now here's Wright from the wing.
So Ethan's baseline cut is what created the advantage, because as soon as he did that, now Oregon State's defense shifted that direction. They kick it to the right, but it eventually works its way back over to the left side of the court, all stemming from that baseline cut.
Akano for 3. Langborg the rebound. 6-point Tiger lead. Here's Wright again, and he cans it. Consecutive 3-pointers for Wright. He's got 5 and 7 attempts in the game. Timeout Oregon State. Nine 3-pointers for Princeton. 5 for Ethan Wright. A 9-point Tiger lead.
This is the dimension of imagination.
This is called momentum. And there's no off season. It's work that builds on itself. Over and over and over again.
One more, let's go.
No perfect scenario, no perfect conditions. Just a continuous journey of improvement. Through training, through competing, through recovery. Because the only way is through.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner with access to financial advice, tools, and a personalized plan that helps you build a future for those you love. Vanguard. Become an owner.
Pac-12 men's basketball is presented by Pacific Premier Bank, the official bank of the Pac-12. And brought to you by Allegiant Airlines. Together we fly. It's a 9-point Tiger lead after consecutive 3-pointers by Ethan Wright. He's 5 of 7 from 3-point range in this game. Watch him do his thing here. Wright followed in the footsteps of a parent to play basketball at Princeton, but not his dad. His mom, the former Ellen DeVoe, Graduated as the second leading scorer in school history. Still the school's second leading rebounder, and until 2019 held the school record for blocks. They have that legacy.
Yes. That's a path to follow.
His father, Don, grew up in Princeton, New Jersey, but didn't go to Princeton, went to Yale and rode crew. It's huge back there. Did you know that 100 years ago, what a big spectator sport rowing was?
I did not.
The four biggest spectator sports in the country 100 years ago were baseball, horse racing, boxing, and rowing. Huge crowds for rowing.
Times have changed.
Hunt breaking some ankles and knocking it down after Matt Alago hit the floor.
Ooh, that vicious stop on a dime. That will be on his highlight tape.
Mark it down right now.
Yes.
Orwoma against Isaiah Johnson. Backing him down. Scoop to the hoop, doesn't go. Good defense by Isaiah Johnson.
And good defense off the ball. No advantage was created on any of those cuts.
That's a great point because Orwoma was always looking for the open man. Troy Williams, the Minnesota transfer. And here's the JC transfer, Trinity Valley Community College in Texas. Lob underneath the Johnson from Davis.
You have to make, I'm sorry, Rich, you have to be able to make multiple types of passes on pick and roll. It's not always going to be a direct bounce pass. It won't always be a laser in there. Sometimes you got to float it over the top, put enough air underneath it to get it to the spot. Davis does exactly that.
Oregon State trying to string together a number of stops here. Orwoma's three-pointer. And the rebound brought down by Gianni Hunt. Orwoma now 0 of 8 on threes this year. Big shot for Davis. Rattles out. Oh, baby. That would have brought the Beavers back within 2.
Yeah, good luck.
Polacco against Davis, and now Freiberg. Orwoma, he can attack the rack from that high. Wright looking to go back to Orwoma. He does, puts it up and in.
Well, that play call was designed for a backdoor earlier on in the play, but Deshaun Davis's defense didn't allow the ball handler to get to the right side of the floor. So Princeton had to be patient that time, and they were.
Nice move by Taylor to draw the foul. That's against Freiberg, his third. Watch Gianni.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Stop and pop.
With less moderate to severe eczema, why hide your skin if you can help heal your skin from within? Dupixent helps keep you one step ahead of eczema with clearer skin and less itch.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
The greatest setting in college football. A spectacular Saturday morning. An incredible come from behind win. Leave it on the ground, Stan. Leave it on the ground.
Stop, rewind, relish the run, savor the fun. This is Pac-12 men's basketball. Last year's NCAA tournament went far beyond one team's historic Final Four run. It was a collective effort by a conference eager to shine in the national limelight. The nation has taken notice. We're stronger, deeper, and hungrier than ever before. This is the Conference of Champions.
We'll make this simple. It's time to go and get rewarded for it. Save up to 25 cents per gallon of fuel with the My76 app. That's right, up to 25 cents per gallon of fuel. That means for every fill-up, you're saving money for your next adventure. That's a reward that keeps on going. The app is safe and secure. Plus, mobile pay offers fewer touch points during payment, so you can focus on going and saving. Download and start saving with the My76 app, so you can save more to go more. 76, we're on the driver's side.
9:26 to go here at Joe Coliseum in Corvallis. 61-54, Princeton lead. The early afternoon after the night before, and Oregon State's football team beat Arizona State to run the table at home, go 6-0. Meanwhile, tonight at 6 o'clock, Oregon State's men's soccer team, the #1 overall seed in the nation, takes on St. John's in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Not far from here at Lorenz Field. That'll be on Pac-12 Insider. Glenn Taylor Jr. to the free throw line. He's now 2 of 6 at the line this year. His first trip to the line today. Last year as a senior at Arizona Compass Prep in Chandler. 14 points a game. 4-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports. And he makes 1 of 2. Beavs within 6. Oregon State just has not been able to string together enough stops.
And here they are, back in that man-to-man now. Pretty tight. So that's where you really have to watch out for those backdoor cuts. Oh, the pop, that's a good option.
Oh, Wright comes up into that time over the back call against Mason Hooks.
Yeah, but you can see Mitch Henderson applauding his team because he knows that's good offense. They'll take that for this final 9 minutes. Kind of using Oregon State's pressure and tight defense against them. Pick and pop forces you as a defense to make a quick decision. Typically guard to guard, though, you can switch it. It's got to be quick.
Trey Williams now with 15 on the timer. Goes to work against Langborg. And a hook foul called against Williams. Offensive foul. Oregon State turns it over for just the 6th time in the game.
Yeah, Wayne Tinkle tells Trey, yep, that was a good call. Dave Hall right on top of it.
And Alatishe checking back in for Oregon State. And Isaiah Johnson will come out.
Yeah, it was. We got him.
Yep. Each team has just turned it over 6 times in this game, Lamar. It's been a well-played game. Oregon State shooting 54%. Princeton 44. Princeton 9 of 25 on threes.
Oh. Deshaun Davis pressuring full court. Then got tripped up. Fell right on Llewellyn, who gets up grabbing the left shoulder.
3rd foul on Davis. Open field tackle.
That hurts.
Jared Lucas in, Deshaun Davis out for Oregon State. Lucas has 5 points, 2 of 6 from the floor. Here's Langborg. Right against Lucas. Kick it now to Hooks. Mason Hooks. Little floater doesn't go. Volleyball by Gianni. Freiberg has it. Second opportunity. Another offensive rebound for Princeton. That's their 12th. Freiberg puts out a T-Shea in the air. Dishes it off to Llewellyn. Spin move. Doesn't fall. Fights for his own rebound, but Taylor comes down with it. It's a big exchange there for Oregon State. Inside Alatishe against Hooks. Shovel off to Taylor, goes in the air and draws the foul. That's the second on Hooks. When we come back, Glenn Taylor Jr. to the free throw line for a pair of shots. Princeton by 6, under 8 to go.
When faced with a challenge, it's good to remember how you've overcome them before. Range Rover Sport, driven to another level.
Are the stars out tonight?
Lexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
I could maybe eat 2 cheeseburgers and a cherry limeade.
Oh, yeah. What size? Route 44?
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home.
And if you're gonna do it wrong, do it right.
Well, if you're gonna eat
the dessert.
eat
Buy
a dessert.
the shoes.
Besides, the drink is half off.
You have too many shoes.
I know.
Oregon State, Princeton, the Beavers and the Tigers, their programs began in 1901. This is the first time they've ever met. Oregon State, some high-flying action from Ahmad Rand earlier on. And meanwhile, Deshaun Davis has 4 assists and 11 points. Benny trying to fire up the crowd here. The Beavers trail it by 6 with 7:57 to go. What's the conversation in the huddle right now?
Wayne Tinkle is similar to the halftime conversation where it's, I appreciate the energy you guys are playing with, but we have to be disciplined, especially if Oregon State is going to keep pressuring up in their man-to-man. Those backdoor cuts will be open for Princeton. The back screens, all of that. So you have to know how you're defending it. Are you switching? Is it helping recover? Guys who are 1 pass away, be prepared to stun off the ball. 2 passes away, you got to be at the nail in the middle of the floor. Like, those are all the things that you expect your team with 8 minutes left to go be able to execute, to focus in, lock in on it, and get it done.
Tough to defend those back doors. The officials made it a point to come tell us that sometimes some of those fouls that are being called on those backdoor cuts, it's because there have been holds.
Yeah, even tougher to defend when the Tigers are shooting the ball the way that they are shooting it and are capable of shooting it. 9 threes made for Princeton. They really spread you out.
These are not your father's Princeton Tigers. They're averaging 80 points a game. Taylor makes them both. Beavs within 4. 7:57 to go.
Full court man-to-man. They're trying to up the pressure, but there it goes. There goes the lane.
Extra pass out to Llewellyn, and he hits it.
It's what you're susceptible to if you pick up that high and there's a direct line drive.
That's his first 3 in 6 attempts. Jalen Llewellyn. Gianni Hunt for 3, trying to answer, didn't draw iron. Oroma hesitation, lost it. Hunt has it. Beavers have some numbers, but Hunt backs it down. Just a 3-on-2. And all the way taken to the rack, doesn't go. Probably tried to force it. Rebound Wright. Letitia picks up Oroma. Freiberg for 3 and got it. Wow. Their 11th three-pointer in 27 attempts, and they have a 10-point lead.
That's high IQ basketball. If you can get the ball deep into the paint in transition, the defense will flatten. They will run back beneath the three-point line, and now whoever's trailing the play, all you got to do is walk right into your three-point shot. That's exactly what happens.
Morgan ball movement, the previous play.
Pressure up high. If you beat it, now you got action. Swing, swing. Get it to your leading scorer. Llewellyn with the 3.
And this is their biggest lead. It comes with just under 7 minutes to play. 67-57 Princeton.
If Oregon State's going to continue to pressure up high, you need Princeton to break down. Like, you need them to make mistakes. And I don't know how confident Coach Tinkle can be that that will happen for Princeton. And I say that, Rich, as a credit to the Tigers. They're a smart team. They handle the ball well. So
if that's not going to happen, what's the other option?
Then you just gotta you play conservative defense from the standpoint of you don't gotta guard 40 feet away. It's just I'm keeping my man in front. So if that means I'm arm length away, okay, I can do that. For some guys, I need to give him a little more space, maybe 5-6 feet away, but in a range where if he rises for a shot, I can contest. But pressing up and allowing the drives down the lane is exactly what they want.
Foul called against Princeton as Taylor went in the air. That's against Brian Langford, his third.
Drive from Glenn. Get his free throws.
I think we're going to see him blossom as this season goes along.
Looks like it, yeah. Good size for the position, really active.
Cheyenne High School in Las Vegas for 3 years, then a year at Arizona Compass Prep in Chandler. One more coming up for Taylor.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you could see 3 years from now being an 18-plus point per game scorer type.
Missed his first free throw, but then hit 5 in a row.
That's another thing. He'll get better at the line, get those easy baskets.
Right now he's playing man defense on Freiburg. Llewellyn around the pick from Orwoma, Kansas' second consecutive three.
Deshaun Davis starts going under the screen. That's that discipline. That's that execution. Energy, great, but you got to be smart. You can't let Llewellyn have that look.
11-point lead for Princeton, their biggest. Jared Lucas been quiet. Followay got it. Jared Lucas now with 7 points. He's 3 of 7 from the floor.
Tough shot. He makes the hard ones look easy sometimes.
Orwoma was looking backdoor to Llewellyn, but Davis stayed on him. Three-pointer. Long for Wright. Out of bounds. Back to Princeton with 20 to shoot.
You can tell the Tigers have found a comfort zone with how they're running their offense. They have a flow to it.
Llewellyn, a little hesitation. Scooping hoop doesn't go. Rebound to Deshaun Davis.
Good contest from Alatishe.
Oh, it's tipped by Wright. Out of bounds. Right idea.
Yep. Jared Lucas trying to make that extra pass. Lynn Taylor Jr., if he sets a good screen for Jared Lucas, he might be the open person.
And frankly, they need to get him open on the perimeter some.
Weren't able to make contact.
Williams spin move against Langford, scooping the hoop, and one Trey Williams. Minnesota transfer. Last year started the Golden Gophers' final 13 games.
Nice move for Trey. He's waiting for Alatishe to roll. The roll takes place a little late, but it actually benefits Trey because, look, because the roll is late, now the defender is stuck on Alatishe's back. And Trey can glide in there for the layup.
Makes the free throw. Williams has had his trouble shooting free throws over the year, but he converts the traditional three-point play. That was the fourth foul, by the way, on Langford, who has the ball right now and gives it off to Freiburg. Now Wright against Lucas.
It's good pressure.
Orwoma drives against Alatishe. Cradled the ball. They call a foul on Warith Alatishe. And that's his third. 15 foul on Oregon, 16 foul on Oregon State.
Yeah, good up until the point of the foul.
Orwoma 2 of 3 at the free throw line today. Pardon me, this one's coming from the baseline. And now Orwoma with it. Doesn't go for Langford. So now Oregon State would trail by 11. They've cut it to 3 or 4 this trip down the floor. Alatishe fouled by Orwoma.
A low rip through from Warith. Drew the foul.
2 fouls on Tosan Orwoma. Newcastle, England native. And now Letitia to the free throw. Now Letitia 1 of 2 at the line today. 6 of 14 this year. He was a 54%er last year.
So Mitch Henderson yelling to his team, box out.
And he missed it. This front end of the one-on-ones will kill you.
Yeah.
Lucas went over the top of the screen but commits the foul. Jared Lucas commits his first foul. 7th team foul. And so Langborg to the free throw line for 1-and-1. He's just 1 of 2 at the line this year.
You know, part of Oregon State's hope here could be that if they pressure Princeton long enough and hard enough, maybe that crack takes place final 2 minutes. You know, where some of these handoffs turn into a miscommunication and then a turnover. Maybe they can't cut as hard. Aside from that, though, if that does not happen, this pressure favors the Tigers.
Oregon State for the game shooting 53%, second half 43%. They're going to have to shoot at a high percentage here in the final 420. There's a foul called against Princeton and Drew Freiberg, and that's his 4th.
Good attack. Jared Lucas using his scoring ability to draw some help. Kick to Glenn Taylor Jr., who he knew what to do with it right away. Read that closeout and put that ball on the floor in a hurry.
There's Freiberg playing with 4 fouls, as is Ryan Langborg. Taylor now 6 of 7 at the line today. Rosan Oklahoma comes in to replace Zach Martini.
Oregon State matching it up. Going to go man to man.
Taylor misses the second. 7-point game, just over 4 minutes to go.
Actually dropping back into the zone.
Okay. 1-3-1. They just inserted this in last week.
Yeah, there's 4 automatic open spots in the 1-3-1. Shot is taken from Freiberg there with 1. Good mix-up from Wayne Tinkle.
Crossover, Deshaun Davis, left hand, got it. And the free throw coming.
Oh, he's dancing now. I mean, now he's really deep in the bag.
We've trailed by as many as 11. They can cut it to 4 if Davis gets the free throw when we come back.
Saturday,
the historic Pac battle.
Things are heating up in the desert as the Arizona schools go head-to-head in Tempe. It's the Sun Devils versus the Wildcats, kicking off live at 1 on Pac-12 Network.
This is called momentum. And there's no off-season. It's work that builds on itself. Over and over and over again. No perfect scenario, no perfect conditions, just a continuous journey of improvement. Through training, through competing, through recovery. Because the only way is through.
I see traces of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
A rich life is about more than just money. That's why at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, so you can build a future for those you love. Vanguard. Become an owner.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Go on, put yourselves through all that pain. Don't be silly. Nothing's tougher on pain than Advil. Nothing. Pain says you can't. Advil says you can.
Members of the band pulling double duty. They were up late last night. The football game, and Oregon State went over ASU, and now the basketball game today, 72-67 Princeton. And if Oregon State can come from behind to win, Wayne Tinkle would match Bob Hager for third all-time on the Oregon State career coaching wins list. Like I told you on Thursday, if you haven't heard of Bob Hager, you're forgiven. He coached here almost 100 years ago, 1922 to 1928. Slats Gill Coliseum, Ralph Miller Court, a couple of legends.
Yeah. Well, Coach Tinkle would give all the credit to his staff. He wouldn't accept it himself. Marlon Stewart, exceptional assistant coach. Kerry Rupp, Coach Stevie Thompson, everyone, the whole set. He'll go down the line and talk about student managers. As he's created a family atmosphere.
Yes, he has. All right, Beavers back into the 1-3-1 with Alatishe at the top. Got the long arms to be able to do it.
So you got to watch the two corners on the baselines and then left and right wings. Princeton not dissecting it though, Rich. They're not in the right spots. This is playing to Oregon State's hands.
They haven't seen it. Ready to this moment to bring it out. Llewellyn for three. Rebound Williams. All right, game on, baby. Point game, 3:10 left. Alatishe comes out for the ball screen. Goes back in, and now he's underneath. Little jump hook and got it, Alatishe. It's a two-point game.
Great play call. You get a back screen using your best shooter, Jared Lucas. The screener will get Alatishe open. Deshaun Davis with the pass. And now the Beavers again in that 1-3-1.
They're on a 6-0 run. Looking for a key stop. Timeout taken by Mitch Henderson and Princeton.
So you can see Mitch Henderson trying to tell Llewellyn to slide to the corner. It was late, but that's the problem right now for the Tigers. They're not in the right spots to offset the 1-3-1. Anytime you see 1-3-1, you immediately put two at the top, and then you put two in the corners, and you let your middle man kind of roam around. But because Princeton didn't do it well, Alatishe able to score after the back screen from Jared Lucas and make this a two-point game.
That is great analysis from Mar. And as far as Wayne Tinkle is concerned, I think it's brilliant that he didn't break this out until the final 3 minutes of the game, 3 or 4 minutes, because Princeton hadn't seen it. They don't know how to react or haven't up to this point.
Yep. Good timing. Good timing from a very good coach. So we'll see now. Princeton called the timeout. We'll see if they figured it out.
And by the way, Princeton and Oregon State have never met, but Princeton has played at Gill Coliseum. They were here in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA Tournament's West Regional in 1983. They beat Oklahoma State by 3, then lost to Boston College. And Greg Robinson was co-captain.
Had 20 points, 16 rebounds, and 3 blocks in that game.
Former Oregon State head coach. Three-pointer, good. Ethan Wright, man, you got to stay on him. He's 6 of 10 on 3. New career high, 22 points. He had 21 against Brown back in February of 2020. Deshaun Davis left it short. So it's been a 2-point game now, 5-point game, and Princeton has the ball. See how they attack that 1-3-1.
So they need Llewellyn to slide to the corner.
He's staring out on the wing. Ethan Wright is in the corner on this side.
Yeah, Oregon State doing a good job. Princeton making it easier on them, though. I mean, all you do, you go 4 corners right away. With the shooters they have, they'll get an open look.
Wright again. Rebound Freiberg. Big offensive rebound. He gets fouled by Trey Williams. That is now 13 offensive rebounds for Princeton. Oregon State has just 3.
Harder in some respects to rebound out of the zone. You have to chase it down. You don't have an individual rebound responsibility. But I don't see the need for Wayne Tinkle to come out of the 1-3-1 until Princeton clearly shows that they can offset it, because they haven't done quite that. Now, they made a three a little while ago, but it didn't come from them being able to know exactly where to go. 1-3-1 is one of the easiest zones to carve up, actually. But what you hope for is with your defensive personnel, Alatishe at the top, he can make you throw more lob passes than straight line passes. Your bottom man can get baseline to baseline. Either way, 2-possession game, minute 40 seconds to go.
Williams kick it to the corner. Lucas for three. They need it. They got it. Jared Lucas, his second three-pointer of the game. It's a three-point game under 90 seconds left.
Beavers in man now.
Alatishe, good defense. Oh, and they call him for the foul. Against Tursan Orwoma.
Tough call, but it looked like the right call.
Fourth personal on Warith Alatishe.
Body. It was body. It's not. He was good with his arms. It was the body. Even Wayne Tinkle didn't argue that call. Jared Lucas knocking down a three in the corner.
Lucas loves the big spot. Hit that shot against Utah to win in the opening round of the Pac-12 tournament just before the shutdown. Hit 5 threes last year in the Pac-12 tournament and the win over UCLA. Orwoma makes the first, making it a 4-point game. Tucson Orwoma from Great Britain, 3 of 4 at the line in this one. Just 44% are coming in, 8 for 18. Each could use a miss on the second one. But he rattles it in. 5-point game. Williams around the Taylor pick, puts it up from 17. Swish, Trey Williams. 3-point game, just under a minute to go.
Big shot from Trey. Confident shot. See, this is what I'm saying. Look how this ball comes off this guy's hands. He can shoot the ball. That's why at the free throw line, Rich, those numbers can get better. He's got it.
Williams last year, 19 minutes a game for Minnesota, averaged 6 points, 2.5 rebounds, 33% on threes, hit 24 of them. So 3-point game, timeout taken by Oregon State. They take the timeout after the bucket. What are they talking about?
What they're going to do defensively. You've seen them go from 1-3-1 to the man-to-man. And this is where Wayne Tinkle's trust in his players comes into play, because you got to go with whatever defense you feel like creates the least amount of confusion for them. You know, this new group with the 7 new scholarship players trying to get on that same page. Man-to-man typically is the way to go with that, but this is one of those situations, Rich, where you don't have to pressure up right now. They don't need to force a turnover. They just want to keep everything in front.
They're checking the clock. The officials are to see when the bucket was made.
1 minute, right?
It should be 1 minute. Probably put 6/10 back on. D.G. Nelson and David Hall taking a look at it.
So now after Coach Tinkle talks about defense, they also want to have an idea of what they want to do offensively. You get a stop if you can go on the open floor. On the flip side, Princeton is preparing for, okay, we see the 1-3-1. Coach Anderson saying, here's where I want you guys. Here's the kind of shot we're looking for. You're in no rush. Right now, the time is on the Tiger side. And then if it's man-to-man, I fully expect them to go to some type of motion where Llewellyn will have the ball at the end. He can make the decisions.
If Oregon State gets a stop, they don't need a 3 right away, of course. No. But you got to figure toward the end of this game, you want Lucas taking a big shot, right?
If yes, you do. But Princeton knows that too. So what they might do is force Jared to give up the ball, which he is more than willing to do.
Well, remember how he hit that big shot against Utah 2 years ago? It was after a drive by Trace Tinkle.
Yep.
The drive and then the kick out to him.
So they're in the man.
Here's Llewellyn. Got a wrong there to set the pick. 10 on the timer. Llewellyn against Taylor to the corner. Freiberg for 3. Rebound Taylor. Oregon State could tie with a 3. Pulled it within 1 with a 2. 4+ second differential. Shot clock and game clock. Davis against Llewellyn. Nice move.
Great move. Wayne Tinkle telling his team to foul.
Jared Lucas called for the foul. That'll send Langborg to the free throw line for 2 shots. Double bonus now. It's the 10th foul. Langborg 1 of 2 at the free throw line coming into this game. 4 of 4 today.
He cleared out the right side for Deshaun, and he knows what to do with it. Attacks left and shifts back to the right, finds the glass.
Here we are again. Close game at the end. This is the exact score that the Beavers lost by on Thursday. 78-77. And Langborg to the free throw line for 2 shots. 2 years ago, played in 20 games, shot just 3 free throws all season. 4 of 4 at the line today, now 5 of 5.
Calm.
If he makes this one, and Oregon State gets the ball down the floor quickly, they still don't have to get a throw.
They don't. And then, Rich, I don't think they have to foul immediately. Possession on the Beaver side. They can try to go for a tie-up.
And now it's a 2-point game, 20 seconds left. A 2 could tie it, a 3 would put Oregon State ahead. Deshaun Davis with Lucas, so he's calling for it. He wants it. Davis floater doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Wright. Boy, he got high in the air. And again, Davis takes the shot that doesn't fall toward the end. The last one was a potential buzzer beater against Sanford that was left short. This one a little long. And right to the free throw line.
Same side of the floor. Didn't have a lot of spacing, though. But you see how when Wright comes down with that ball, kind of exposes it a little bit. Like that happens at the end of games. And people expecting a foul will sometimes let you creep in there and get a tie-up.
All right, one more from Wright would make it a 2-possession game. Ethan Wright has 23 points and 10 rebounds. It's a big one coming right here. 4-point game, 6.4 seconds left. Dexter O'Connell comes in for Oregon State. Wright Alatishe comes out. Timeout taken by Princeton. That last play at the other end for Oregon State. Deshaun Davis, drive, double team. He had Glenn Taylor Jr. open on the perimeter. Would you prefer that he look for a kick out there?
Hard to say. You know, if it's clearly wide open, then yeah, you always want to make that pass. But he's the Beavers' leading scorer today. He just scored on that side of the floor. The thing that got him is the cut along the baseline from Trey Williams was a little delayed. So had that cut taken place a little sooner, now Davis has essentially a clear out again. But tough to tell the guy who's been playing so well not to take that shot again unless it was just wide open.
Well, time now for our difference maker presented by Jockey. And it's Ethan Wright of Princeton, who has 24 points, 6 of 11 on threes, 10 rebounds.
He's been amazing. Yeah. And it's not just all catch and shoot threes. That's what's impressive about that, in addition to the percentage. How creative he's been. His movement off the ball to get open. He's been awesome for them.
He had 18 rebounds in one game last week. Most by a Tiger in 42 years, tied for the most. All right, it's a 4-point game, 6.4 ticks left. What does Oregon State need to do here, Lamar?
You got to speed it down. Try to get the 3. Time just not really on the Beaver side.
Lucas for three. Got it with a half a second left. They're down by one.
So that's perfect execution.
They just needed it to happen quicker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Time just not on your side to both get a quality type shot and make it with enough time to then commit the foul. I mean, good pass from Davis. You see Wright, he took away Jared's first shot, so you got to make a move to get a little more open.
And he was also very careful, cognizant of the score. Don't foul him.
Yeah, those situations greatly favor the defense.
Barring a miracle here, it's another 1-point loss for Oregon State. But like Sanford on business, say, man, what's happening with Oregon State? Like Sanford on Thursday, Princeton has had a very good game.
Yeah, they have. They played really well, and I've already gone over the list of people they played well against. So, I mean, they've gone into big school environments and have either won or competed, sent games to overtime. This isn't the kind of game where if you're Oregon State, you don't want to be at full strength, because Princeton forces you to be at your best. They played a good ball game today.
No Maurice Kalou, no Roman Silva.
So he can run the baseline if he needs to. Worst case scenario, just throw the ball down the floor.
He does. And that's it. Like a cornerback going down the field, Williams was playing the defender, playing the offensive player, not playing the ball. Had he turned, probably wouldn't have had time to catch it and shoot it anyway.
It takes a miracle.